Warriors, I'm here with Mike. We've had one heck of a rally, Mike, since Friday morning, and even take it back a week prior to that. I want to talk to you about, even with this rally, you were mentioning something about JPM's trade desk is still short the market.
Yeah.
True? Why don't you talk about that?
Well, I will talk about that. And let me, good morning, everyone, and thank you for signing
We're sponsored by TradeView.
TradeView Markets, that's it. And by the way, let me submit my preferences because TradeView does that. I log in just the same as everybody else does. This is TradeGATEHub. So when I do log in, you can see the universe, if you will, that's open just on one tab. Got play around, punch around. If you didn't get a demo, get a demo today. Lewis can help you in the room or a coach. So listen, this is one tab, TradeGATEHub. So imagine what everything, play around with the site. It's obviously
TradeView's been getting some nice awards and recognition lately from different organizations and even exchanges. And
well, you know what? It's not how we started; it's how we're finishing it. Though not say we're close to finishing, but you know what type of mentality, the culture here is at TradeView. It's an international firm, and it's not for everybody. It's people that want to work hard and succeed. It's like sales. It's the hardest paying, highest paying job, and the lowest paying job. You know what I mean?
And Forex has come back to the forefront, even with the strong dollar and then a turn in the dollar. Basically, volatility is good for brokers.
It's good for everybody. It's good for liquidity. It's good for it's good for professional. It's good for retail. It's good for the retail trader. You know what? I think it's
as long as they're not in illiquid stuff.
No, absolutely. Good. But you know what? We anything that we provide. We want to provide the more liquid. First of all, we provide basically every financial instrument across the board. And I believe next week we have Danny on about the VIX futures, right, Coach?
Yeah, SIBO. Danny from SIBO is going to be with us.
Yeah, that's definitely a tool you got to have in your arsenal. And at the very least, you can hear me and Coach talk with another trader. It gets kind of interesting in time.
Yeah, it was great last time Danny was here.
Very good. This will be his third time. But I'm saying is liquidity is great. The Forex market, good or this has become a type of market. Another cliche is that you have to focus, and it's not necessarily that tough of a market. It's traders are making trading difficult. If you have your disciplines and you stay within your style and you know your parameters, certainly we'll even look at my board today, and this is just one of my screens. I mean, who would have thought that if you had Microsoft and Google getting decimated in Meta, you would have, a lot of stocks in different sectors, different sectors, acting very well.
Doesn't that again go to prove the point that it's a new game, Mike? We were talking about this the other day, weren't we? That Face and MAGA are not where you want to be anymore. People are conditioned that they are the best stocks, and if the market comes back, they will participate. I think that people are gravitating towards other sectors and value, and what was fashionable, forget about it for a while.
I'm not interested. I play them because if they have good range volatility and price action, everybody knows I'm in, but I'm certainly not, looking to build a new base, or as they say in something like a Square or a, or a PayPal or a Unity software. I'm not looking for them to go into stage 2, to go to stage, what they call stage 1 again, whatever this,
DEFCON. All I know is after I saw the earnings flash and where it was trading Meta in the aftermarket, I go, oh yeah, I thought the same thing. Well, the market would probably get hammered. I go look at my screen. S&Ps are only down 5 handles.
And that's evident of a listen. And you know what? There's a lot of ways to take this right now. And as we run up here for this all important, hold on a second, you share my charts. Let's go to the SPYs at least against this. I mean, everybody's looking at this 50-day building this base here. Yeah. And, possibly go to what you've been calling the whole time 4,200, which is basically over here. But, listen, by the way that stocks are acting today, I would say what type of inflation? Here's my earning list on the bottom right here. Caterpillar, there's the chart on Caterpillar.
Wow, what a breakaway gap.
But isn't Caterpillar an international leverage to the dollar?
Yeah, and it's a big ticket item. So
Here's the problem here.
Yeah.
So okay, here's McDonald's, as international as you can get, correct? as
Except in
inflationary.
Russia now.
Well, exactly. Well, what's wrong with it? Where's inflation in the dot? Where's the problem here? Let's look at even something abroad. Let's look at a Merck. And I guess I know it's a new all-time. What's the problem here with inflation? I'm not saying Merck's no leader, but I'm also going back to when I was trading 20 years ago, when Caterpillar, McDonald's, Merck, and General Motors are all breaking high, as the other ones go. Look at even this will even evident you edify my statement right here. IBM.
Yeah.
Making a
What a
move like
recovery.
that as this is happening.
Yeah.
Google. As this
Yeah.
is happening. Amazon. You know what I mean? As this is happening. Meta. You know what I mean?
Yo.
So, maybe there's,
Wile E.
stocks are.
Coyote.
What's that one?
Wile E. Coyote
No, I know
and the
him. The
Roadrunner.
Acme Trading Company.
Yeah. I worked there for a while. I was a closer.
I've worked at a couple Acme Trading Companies. How about the ServiceNow? ServiceNow will formerly best of breed from 348 to basically $100 move in 2 days. So here's my list. EMPH, they had a chance to destroy this thing. You know what I mean? One of these high flyers, right back up, rested the 200-day, held support 232, right back, and there you go. The form. So what I'm saying is, even PDD, I was short that this morning.
It's acting like a bull market.
No, I'm saying it says a couple of things.
There's a bull market somewhere.
It's saying that as we get into mid-October and the earnings seasons are starting to abate, and it seems that earnings is taking more precedent than the dollar in the bond market at this very point.
Well, because yields are still dropping. And,
whatever
but the dollar is stronger today.
Well, that's, we look at the UUP.
It's stronger today.
So
a lot of people are saying,
here's the TLT, your island bottom worked very nicely.
Island bottom's still intact.
All right. So, what I'm saying here is a lot of bad news is being priced in a majority of stocks. And you know what? Maybe there a lot of unwinding and I can't really explain the megas and the Amazons and the Apples. Thank
Just
God
trade.
I like them. I'm just not interested in them, but Shopify's a different story. You know what I mean? I'm not married to the ideas. You know what I mean? I'm not married.
Well, it's painful to be short right now, and there was massive put buying 3 weeks ago.
Well,
they're fried.
Okay, let's get back to my other screen in here. Why JP Morgan is short, and they're getting nervous. And this is
I'd be nervous.
I would be nervous too. And the longer it takes.
Why are they staying short though? If they're nervous?
Because they believe that they're pressing up against this 50-day level, this 50-day average level. This is their proverbial line in the sand.
Okay.
Gerard, shorting BKR because I know what you're doing. Good job, Gerard. Try to short whatever one's negative, by the way. I digress. Okay. Pardon me. Let's go back to our daily routine, or our daily routine should be in a lot of those answers or questions that at least you're asking here. Good morning. Here's our macro view. Okay, this is the yellow day is the 50-day. Here we are for a couple of days now resting. What's to stop us to going to the 200-day? Which is where you're 41. Okay,
the Fed next week.
Maybe? But are we pricing in a lot? Isn't it a lot priced in? I don't like this, Coach. You're right, by the way. This is what I don't like. I did say the ton of industrials have reported and acted well at the numbers. As I said, Caterpillar, McDonald's, Merck, Budweiser, IBM,
Southwest.
I digress again. Kramer, it's Ford versus Facebook. Clearly, Ford reversed today from being down. I think it was like 12.20 today. Let me go to my chart for a second. Ford, just to give an example, you could have had it today at 12.43. A big move for Ford going back to $13. Now, I'm not saying I'm salivating over it, but Ford is also maybe a microcosm of what the S&P right now is buried against this 50-day moving average.
You know what I like about it, Mike? It unlike the S&P, it showed relative strength by not taking out the June low.
And there's General Motors as well.
Yeah, they look good. They look like they're coming out in wave 3 or C here.
Now, granted, to make your point, the Fed,
you're wrong under 30.
I completely agree. As a matter of fact, I'd like to be in the 35.
Yeah, you could tighten it up.
Yeah, I would tighten it up. 35. And, GM's a strike price and option when I look at it there. But let me go back again. So you know what? Maybe the Fed just destroys it with one shot. But the difference this time is this. Where are we? My chart is this. Bottom right screen, right here. Earnings are reacting well. You never had earnings. This is the second quarter that inflation should have, could have showed. For example, as I go to my chart here, Walmart started this whole thing off right here in April, and they said basically this is going to be not a 1-2 quarter thing. This is going to be a long time here. Now this is where Walmart came in. Walmart basically acted, that was the second one, is acting basically, I think it's acting okay to where it was. So I mean, the one Fed decision could derail it, but the difference this time is that earnings this quarter, and they're acting very well. And I don't think they're completely good at squeezing IBM. I mean, that's a different animal. I don't know if it's necessarily squeezing something like a Honeywell, the best of breed, if you will.
That looks very good.
I don't know if they're necessarily good, Jason.
Mike, then maybe
I don't know
whatever the Fed does.
I don't know if they're necessarily squeezing Delta Airlines that is back to pre-COVID. They're doing better than pre-COVID levels. That's not a squeeze. That's volume. This started.
That's a trend.
Yes, it is. So I don't know what your point was. I apologize for shutting you off. But that's what I see so far. What worries me is everybody's getting on board.
Okay, so maybe we get a Fed-induced sell-off that's a break to buy. I was saying early in the week, I want to see a 3,800 breakout before the Fed and an advance above it, so that when the Fed comes out and does what everyone's expecting, or maybe talks a little more, talks hawkish, I think they may begin to relent a little on the hawkish talk and talk a little bit about the other side. That's a break to buy.
Okay, but I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do know this, and I don't know if it's changed with the wise guys thing or what my peers say. The market, they don't want the market to go up like this. They don't want the market to overheat like this. So I know that I know, or hold on, the premise, it's that I believe, or the common thought is that they want to keep it down a little bit longer. No?
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed guys that said that, you have to take it down to about, 3,100, because the whole economy is so financialized that he thought it would take a break to 3,100 in the S&Ps for unemployment to start going up. That's how financialized our economy is.
I don't think they wanted to make the mistake. So again, by having this market decline so precipitously and not doing anything beforehand. And I don't think in this rush up, they're going to rush to do anything as well, which means I don't know if it's necessarily over. You know what I mean? Okay. Certainly, I believe there's a tradable bottom. That's as long as I'm going to go on a limb.
Well, that's an important piece of knowledge to go forward with.
Yeah, and
so it gives you your bias. So instead of looking for shorts, you're looking for sell-offs to buy into.
Well, yeah. Listen, if I've been looking for sell-offs the past 6 months to buy into, I'm certainly going to start now. You know what I mean? This is the time to actually do it, but I haven't. I was being facetious. But it says Bank of America's bank, and this is public. This is public Jesus feed. Bank of America's clients are piling into U.S. equities.
I saw that.
Okay, another one. Even Helene commented, and it's early, but starting to see calls for a melt up. A melt up. You know what I mean? That's when I cringe when I hear that. But this is where we are with the above above this line on the minis. But I go here. JP Morgan desk commentary. Shorts are getting very nervous. And I posted the article. We've done. I put up so much data that you think you have to go back a little bit. And if it doesn't go back old here, what you have to do is watch my post yesterday or watch what was going on. At least in our video Tuesday on TradeGATEHub. You go to the video section. As a matter of fact, people are already watching it. They posted yours already today. It's nice. So silver prices. Oh, that was yesterday. So you know what?
You could call me Mr. Silver.
I was going to go by Mr. There's not a Mr. Gray. There's a Mr. White.
Yeah.
There's a Mr. White.
Right.
But I'm kind of in a gray area. I'm not a black and white guy.
Well, I'm Mr. Silver.
You're Mr. Silver. That's okay. That's not a bad one.
Call me the Silver Baron.
The Silver Bear. Silver Bug. All right. So where do we sit here? All right. So Amazon has earnings
I'm
tonight,
getting ready
right?
to short it.
Which one?
I'm getting ready to short silver or gold next week for a
Really?
trade. Yeah.
Where's that? Where's Newmont? Right against that. Everything's against the freaking 50-day. Where's
Yeah,
Goldman?
everything.
Except Goldman's the one above the 200-day. That's the
Yeah.
one on the pullback. The big daddy.
Yeah.
Had earnings, volume, not even overbought yet. Yeah, I believe it even broke the trend line to a degree. Go to the weekly, the big compliment, basing at 228, 230. The big daddy. You want to be in right here, 230. You know what I mean?
It's going to new highs.
Yeah. Let's go to FAST. Visa reported yesterday, made a huge move up. 172 to 204, basing
I
his
made a
MasterCard
payment.
at earnings today.
I forgot to tell you before it went up. I paid off my card.
That's what happened. Yeah, they won't give me one. My credit's up. They won't even give me one. I have to put up like a bond before they even think about it.
Your kid.
No, I'm being facetious again. You have to laugh. All right, what are the wise guys doing into 11:23 on a Thursday? And we'll look now because Amazon. We look at the earnings list, by the way.
Yeah.
Who has earnings?
That
I'll
looks
finish
good.
with earnings, and I'll
Okay.
finish with who has earnings today. This is my list. Everybody should be familiar
Anything
with it.
big after the close today that you're paying attention to?
Yeah, pay attention. I'm paying attention more to pin action. I'm not really trading. Where's yeah, we're gonna look right now. Where's my boy? Open outcrier. Who has earnings today? Upgrades, earnings should have. Okay, look at this. Pages after. Does anybody have earnings today? Let's start with Apple.
Oh my gosh.
And let's start with Amazon. If you want, if Google and Microsoft weren't bad too, so that's what you have. So, you know what I mean? We'll see how those act before the Fed comes in. If these start to act well, I'm not saying they do. They're cheap or from where they were. It's if they put in a good number, it might not be enough for the Fed to derail it. They might just say it's enough is enough. Put back the Fed. We've already put it behind us with a couple of quarters of earnings now, and that's it. But it'll tell tonight. Apple, Amazon,
Apple's big.
AUI, if you want to be for the gold bugs, Capital One, Uggers, DEC, which ones? DXCM, Fizzler, best of breed, if you will, besides the MPH of the solars. Even in the morning, I'm sure there's usually a lot of these Dow stocks in the morning. ABBV, Colgate, CVS, the thicker ones, the Vita. So you got a lot of the Vita. I mean, these stocks move. The Vita's a big move. CVS is a big move. It's in trouble now.
Are you going to be going to the door? Your 3-day up rule. Are we there now? Is this our 4th day? Let's say Friday.
No, it's our 5th day.
Okay. What about your 5th day up rule?
Our 4th day with the 4th day of rest. Bullish.
Okay.
If they go into 4, they usually go to 7. It's my opinion.
Oh, well, you know what? That's interesting. That takes us right before the Fed.
Right.
So
you know what?
Are you going to
Maybe
the door on some of your positions before the Fed, Mike?
If they walk it up like that, absolutely. Because you know what? I take moves. And that's what I'm here to do.
You never go broke taking profits. Mike and I are big believers in partials, especially with this kind of volatility. Because Mike, have there been some examples where you've had, 5-8% there, and if you didn't take it, it was back to your entry?
There has, but not as much as it used to. Okay. I'm going to tell you why, because I learned so long ago, and a lot of people could relate to this. When you're down on something nice and you're trying to break even in on it and you're somewhat close to it, you very rarely get there.
Yeah. Or it blows through it after you get out.
I usually take off the word partials. That might be the word of the day. I take off partials.
Partial.
Because if it does, usually, I take off. I'm a partial.
Never all in, all out on both entries.
I'm a Gemini. I think I'm a Gemini.
Yeah, we
I'm a partial guy. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm all in, sometimes I'm partial.
Yeah.
It's the same with my mentality. But let's go to the wise guys. That really matters. I want to see them going out a little bit longer into
longer dated options.
Yeah, then playing a couple of weeks, typing a squeeze. Am I sharing right? Yeah. So let's go right here. Leave it.
What do you want to see? January?
Yes, no, I do. I want to see January. October, Twitter. Soxel bullish. October, short term.
Everything October.
Slob selling some puts. That's for you there, G Money. PXD bullish, NIO bullish,
Those
December,
were D's. At least they're going out to D's. That's a few
COP
months.
in front of numbers, you bitch. So they're both still buying shop, EOG bullish. Why are they buying all these oils right now?
XLF November strikes,
They're buying all the energy stuff.
expirations. I mean, yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, that's what they're doing now.
All right. So we know we have some little bit of exuberance going here. Gerard's congratulating you on your Schlumberger call.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay. You could be
That,
correct.
and you know what? What I want Gerard to do is not, and I think you are, because he's more advanced as a trader than most, is not why it's not is why the trade worked. You know what I mean? Or why it could have went the other way. That's all.
So he could repeat it.
Yeah, well, so you can repeat it
avoid
and know what the things, and even if you know, and why that one went, because yeah, just note the trade, because I don't want to lead you. You know, I want to teach. I want you to be able to fish. I don't want to charter you all the time. But nice trade and thank you.
Yeah. You know, where you want to be is not dependent on anyone and independent of everyone.
Right.
So that you can, you know, do it on your own when Mike and I are retired. So learn. That means putting in some time and energy, not some, but a lot. You have to live and breathe it for a while.
And
So
you know what? You'll get it. I'm telling. I mean,
Yeah.
the majority. It is a situation where, I mean, with the teaching methods, you'll eventually get it with passion and focus. That's all. Passion and focus. You'll be fine.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah,
So
cheers,
the
everyone.
difference between pros and amateurs are pros know how to lose, so they have money left to be right with.
And just do this. All you have to do every morning before you go and sign up videos. There you go, pages. Coach has major get. You had Mr. Blonde on to him this morning. We have Helene coming up. I mean, you're listen, I'm not gonna, you know, not to patronize, but the bottom line is probably besides the live calls, the best thing about TradeGATEHub is Coach's guests he gets on. He gets some pretty big guys. And I applaud that.
Yeah, you're welcome to invite any of the guys that you are on your curated list.
Yeah. My guys have to sign the freaking waiver though.
Yeah.
But
all right. All right, Mike. Well, good hunting, buddy. Another good week. I think we were, you know, kept people in touch with the trend and our biases were accurate. So everyone, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Mike will be back with you tomorrow. Have a great TGIF, Mike, and everyone listening.
You too, Coach. We'll be back in the we'll be back in the room. The best thing we could do is communicate and get feedback, because if we're doing that something doesn't work, our work here is redundant and it's a waste of everybody's time. Although not for Coach and I, because much like studying, when you go over something more and more, it helps you, and this definitely helps you and I, and it shows on our our profits. But definitely we want the goal is to help everybody else and to have a long, good trading career in the lives that Coach and I produce. So and cheers, everyone. Have a plan, and we'll see you at the lunch.
We're very proud to have TradeView Markets sponsoring TradeGATEHub.
Hey, cheers, Gerard. Good trade.